Hello, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is for you. Welcome to another episode of this Sunday show. My name is Andrew with Brews and Board Games, and I hope you have had a fantastic week. I got back from my buddies not too long ago. It was a late night. We got some Nemesis gaming in, and man, it was a banger. So with that, let's just get into the games that I have played. I didn't play too much. It was a busy week for me, but the gaming that I did get in was really cool. So like I said, I stayed over at my buddy's house. We got some Nemesis gaming in, and man, dude, it was a lot of fun. Me, my buddy Matt, and Tim played a 3-player game. Me and my buddy Matt, we won. We fulfilled our objective, and my buddy Tim did not. I played as the soldier. My objective was I had to send the signal, and I had to carry the blue corpse token either in an escape pod or the hibernation room. My buddy Matt was playing as the scout, and I think his was somebody else had to survive with him, what ended up being me. And my buddy Tim was playing as the scientist, and he was having the worst luck throughout the entire game. His objective, he had to make sure the destination was set to Earth, and when you do that, obviously the 2 of the 3 engines have to be working. He did complete the first part, which making sure the coordinates were set to Earth. He had to change the token. But as he just absorbed all the bad luck in the game. I'm talking, he was getting all the noise, all the intruders, like we were as well, but most of the stuff that I was getting was larva, stuff like that. I think I got 1 adult. I don't even think I got 1 adult. Matt didn't get anything. And then Tim, every time it was like an adult. He even got the queen at the end. And it was funny because he went up to set the coordinates. Then he had to backtrack because later on he said that 2 of the 3 engines were not working. So he only had to fix 1 of the engines. So by the end of the game, my buddy Matt already took one of the capsules, the escape pods. So my buddy Tim went down to the engine room. And when he got down there, he uncovered the nest. He was slimed. He already had 2 serious wounds. He had 1 light wound. And he uncovered 2 adults by the time he was down there. And then finally the queen. He just had the worst luck ever. It was so funny. It's one of those things where you can't help but to laugh. So the entire time I'm like revealing the cards from the event cards and like the intruder attacks. And he's just getting pummeled. And I just could not stop laughing. So at the time when he was back down there to go to the engine, and it was right by the engine rooms. So he was almost blocked off from the engines. So I already did mine. I had the body. I sent the signal. All I had to do was go into the escape pod, which I was on that room. And I said, you know what? It's the first time he's having such bad luck. Let me go back and try to help out, right? And to top it off, his weapon, it's not even that good in the first place, but he was just missing every shot. And it was like he wasn't getting any reloads. It was the funniest thing. So I tried to go back. As soon as I went 1 room over, and the next room was his to try to help him out, he died. He drew an intruder attack card, and it basically just said, if you have 2 serious wounds, you die. It was a queen attack. And it was one of those things. I just hightailed it to the escape pod. So me and my buddy Matt, we won. Tim did not. It was the funniest thing. I just can't get over that. And I think that's why I like the game so much. I had a blast. And I can see each time you play it, it's going to create these kinds of stories. Me and my buddy Matt were just walking around nothing, unscathed. I did get, like I said, I think I got a light wound, maybe 2. And I was slimed at one point. But it was just, I swear, he was getting all the bad results. And it was just the funniest thing. I couldn't help but to laugh. And he was playing, I don't know if I said, but he was playing the scientist. So it was funny. I thought he started off well, and it was especially funny because when we started off the game in the hibernation room, it was like thematically, we all woke up in this hibernation room. We saw this dead body, this corpse on the ground, and we basically just said, all right, see you guys. And we all went our separate ways. I think if I played with them again, maybe we should have some sort of cooperation because it is a semi-co-op, right? And they didn't pick any objectives that were the corporate, which was make sure player X dies or, somebody survives, the others don't, something like that. So they didn't pick any of those. And I'd be curious to see if they do in the future because I do like that aspect of hey, we're kind of working together, but you never know, right? Somebody could say, oh yeah, I set this ship. And I was asking him too when he was setting the course, I was like, what'd you set that to? You know, obviously he's not gonna tell me, but it was just an amazing game. And I look forward to playing that a lot more, especially with them, just to see how different it might be. Yeah, my buddy Tim was pretty salty, because every time I would reveal a new card and I'd be like, ooh, you know what I mean? It was one of those things. And he was just like, what? You gotta be shitting me. You know what I mean? It was one of those things. And it was funny. And I also, for that, I brought over this Galactic Black, this black IPA to try, because it's like a space theme. It looks pretty cool. I mean, the artwork on it is fantastic. It's 9%. But this was a little too much for me. I tried to pair it with the, you know, that's what I try to do. I try to get some beer sometimes that, whether it's the artwork or, you know, whatever the flavor is supposed to be, to try to match a game. And I thought this, I saw this in the store. I was like, you know, I'll try this out. It was a little too much. I don't think I'm going to be drinking it again. My buddies didn't like it either, so who knows? Who knows? Gave it a shot. It just didn't work out. But I do want to get a review of this at some point. This definitely deserves it. I just don't know when that's going to be. And then the only other game that I played, well, real quick, I did also bring, the reason why I have this box up, I did also bring Lords of Hellas over to the game night, if you will. We didn't get to play that. We got to playing this a little late, but I am itching to play Lords of Hellas again. I am so looking forward to this. I love this game. I love this area control element, building the gods up, the battles, trying to complete the quests, moving your hero around. Everything about it is appealing to me. I love this game. Lauren likes this game a lot too, my wife. So we definitely want to play this game soon. And so I just put it up. We didn't play the game, but the artwork is just badass. So I put the box up there. So what? It's just something cool to look at. And the only other game I did play was Sanctum. I played this last week as well. I did switch up the characters. So I played as, I played as the Barbarian and like the Archer. This time I played as, I think it's like a Rogue. And then the other one was a Wizard. So I did play as the Wizard has a cool ability where, I don't know if you guys know how to play the game, but it's basically, if you encounter enemies, you roll dice, and let's say the enemy needs a 4 result and a 2 result to kill them. You have to roll dice, and you can manipulate those dice if they come up as different values by weapons and armor and stuff like that. So you would take a mana token, place it on one of your weapons, and the weapon might say, let's say you rolled a 5 and you need a 4. One of the weapons might say either reduce or raise the value by 1. And you place a mana token on that spot, and you can't use that again until you refresh it. But the Wizard has an ability, a cool one, that says you can place another mana token on top using that action again. So that's pretty cool. And then the, how else did I say, the Rogue, it's like a Rogue type figure. You can also get potions to, before you attack, you use the potion and it clears that spot off, also freeing another mana. The Rogue is cool because, and you're supposed to do that before you roll dice. The Rogue essentially says, hey, you can play those after you've already attacked or rolled dice. So you could essentially use the ability and then place the mana token, use the mana potion, and then get that mana back and then reuse that same ability. So it's almost similar to the Wizard, but not really. And then I did end up winning with the Rogue and not the Wizard. I think in the few plays that I had, it's kind of come down to the weapons. The Rogue had amazing weapons. The Barbarian and the other plays I had really good weapons, whereas the Archer and the Wizard did not. I don't want to say it's coming, like it's only about that. It's about other things too, but so far that seems to be the thing. But I really enjoyed the play. It's a lot of fun. And I did say last week I was going to get a review. I still am planning on that. So be sure to stay tuned for that. With that out of the way, let's get into the news. So there are a couple things. Some are not Kickstarters, which I think is pretty cool. So the first one let's talk about is Now or Never. You guys might have seen this on the hotness on Board Game Geek. Now or Never is the third series in the, I think it said, Arzium storybook. The first one being Above and Below, and then the second one being Near and Far. So Now or Never, the reason why I want to talk about this especially, not just because it's on the hotness, pre-orders are open for this on redravengames.com. So if you guys are interested in this, check out the, I'll put a link in the description below. Check out the pre-orders. For me, it's $60 US. And then when I calculated it, it was $9 shipping, so $69. So this one looks really interesting. The artwork, it looks really cool. And honestly, I do like the fact that not everything is a Kickstarter, right? So this is just a pre-order, and there looks to be like a lot of contents in there. I'm liking everything, the components, the artwork looks fantastic. So check out the site. Everything looks really cool. See it for yourself. So basically the story in this was, this takes place hundreds of years after the events of Near and Far. Strange monsters from a giant crystal meteorite force the people of your village from their homes. So a giant meteorite crystal landed, forced people from their homes. And it says, although the creatures, I guess creatures came out, I don't know if I just said that or not, but creatures of the meteorite have lost much of their strength. Many of them remain, and you must fight them off to protect the traveling villagers, and you have to help them get back to their home. So that's kind of the objective. Meteor crash, there's still monsters, have to fight off the monsters and help your villagers get back to home. So this one, it says that it is expected in October or November of this year. I don't know how likely that is. I've never pre-ordered from Red Raven Games or anything like that. So I don't know. Hopefully that is the case, October or November. Maybe expect December, you know, who knows, something like that. So if you wanted to get it for like a Christmas gift, I think that might be reasonable to assume it will get there by that time. You can also order Sleeping Gods. So this one is really hot. This one had a lot of praise. You can order Sleeping Gods from them as well. I think they're expecting that to deliver if you order it in October or November as well. But it will only be the retail version. You will not be able to get the Kickstarter version. So just know that going in. So yeah, this one looks really cool. I highly recommend you check it out if you are interested in the, you know, you've played Above and Below. I have not. I've not played Above and Below or Near and Far, so I'm not sure. And put down in the comments below, do you have to play like for Near and Far? Do you have to play Above and Below to understand what Near and Far is about? If so, because I was thinking about pre-ordering now or never. But if you have to play the first two games, obviously I'm not going to, and I'm going to start with those first two games. So just let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to know that. Second is Arydia. This one was also on the Board Game Geek hot list. This one is another game by Cody Miller from Far Off Games. This one looks really cool. I did a video about this too. Everything we know. There's not much information. I did a video about what we know, and I speculated some stuff as well because there are a few pictures on Board Game Geek, and I feel like they have some teasers on there without revealing too much information. So I did a video kind of having fun, investigating, if you will, looking at some of the pictures, trying to figure out what, you know, what might be in the game, because I think it's going to take some things from Xayah, and if that's the case, all good things are in Xayah, so I'm expecting good things from this game as well. So this is Arydia, The Paths We Dare Tread. This one is going to be launching on Kickstarter August 3rd. Definitely stay tuned for that. I'll put a link in the description below to the Board Game Geek page, as well as the Kickstarter notification page. And definitely check out my video that I did if you are interested at all. Again, I have high expectations for this game. I think it's going to be really cool. So moving on to some Kickstarter news, we have Hoplomachus Victorum. This is update number 13. They sent out a small batch of invites to the pledge manager for people to fill out. The rest of the invites will be going out by the end of the day, June 15th. So you might have already gotten your invite. I don't know if that means they are continuing to send them out all the way up until June 15th, or on the day June 15th, they are going to be sending those out. And then by the end, everybody should get those. I'm not sure. So just know June 15th, 2 days, you are going to be getting your invite if you have pledged. So that's something to look forward to. I believe you can still late pledge as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Nemesis Lockdown, update number 30. So the pledge manager has reopened. So if you want to add anything, you've already pledged, now's the time. Add some stuff, add whatever you want to. They have reopened the pledge manager. I don't know how long it's going to remain open for. Usually with Awakened Realms, they have the pledge manager open for quite a bit of time. But again, I don't know how long. The only unfortunate bit is if you did not already pledge, you cannot late pledge. So they're not opening up any late pledges. So if you missed out on doing the pledges you're kind of out of luck. So that is kind of unfortunate, but I would assume at some point in the future they are going to open up either late pledges or maybe have another Kickstarter. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but there is always a possibility. But so just know that the pledge manager is open. If you have already pledged, you can now add more stuff, which is kind of exciting. I'm half tempted, but I already have enough Nemesis, right? I don't need anything else. So that is, and then also for Nemesis Lockdown, there is a tabletop simulator mod for Lockdown. It's available now. It is still a prototype, so just know that, but it is available. So if you are interested in trying Lockdown out, I suggest you give that a shot. I will put a link in the description below. I believe that's going to be on Steam. You can play Tabletop Simulator. So give that a shot if you're interested. Again, it is still a prototype, but very cool. Ankh. So this is just going to be a shipping update. This is update number 70. In Asia, all pledges dispatched except for Singapore. That is expected to arrive in July. Australia, the container arrived, and it will be at the distribution center next week, and it will start shipping right away. So you guys got, I think this update was from like 2 days ago. So next week, it's going to get to you guys soon. So very exciting. In the UK, containers arrive at the end of the month, this month, and it'll be at the distribution by the second week of July. And EU is the same thing. Containers arrive at the end of the month, be at the distribution centers by the second week of July. The US, containers arriving at the hub all month of July. So from the beginning to the end, they'll be arriving at the distribution centers. 3 of the 12 containers got stuck at port because of COVID restrictions. So that's kind of unfortunate. I'm hoping mine isn't one of those 3 in one of those 3 containers, but if that's the case, oh well, what can I do, right? In Canada, both of the containers got stuck at port because of COVID restrictions. They didn't provide any other information, so that is also unfortunate. What else do we have? We have Unfathomable. You guys might have noticed this on the board game page as well. So Unfathomable, this is going to be published by Fantasy Flight Games, and this is a re-implementation of Battlestar Galactica. I've never played Battlestar Galactica, so I can't really comment on this, so you guys might be really excited for this. But I did just want to go over the theme because this sounds pretty cool. It says, the year is 1913. The steamship SS Atlantica is 2 days at port on its voyage across the Atlantic Ocean. However, strange nightmares plague the minds of the people aboard the ship every night. Rumors circulate of dark shapes following closely behind the ship just beneath the waves. Lurking within the depths of the Atlantic are a swarm of vicious, unspeakable horrors, the Deep Ones, led by Mother Hydra and Father Dragon. For reasons unknown, they've set their sights on Atlantica, and their minions, taking the form of human Deep One hybrids, have infiltrated the steamship to help sink it from within. That just sounds awesome, right? That creatures under the deep, and for some reason they're attacking this steamship, the SS Atlantica. It just sounds like a cool theme. And the board looks pretty cool. I saw some of the minis on there. They look nice. And again, I've never played Battlestar Galactica. I have heard really good things, and this is just a re-implementation of that. It says on the page that release is 2021. I didn't find any articles of when an exact release is going to be. And also, there is a link to a pre-order, but on a Polish site. The whole site is in Polish. I don't know what to take from that. Again, I didn't see any articles saying when it's going to be released. If it's going to be translated, I would imagine it would be, but I haven't seen much information on that. But it looks very exciting, and you guys might really like Battlestar Galactica. And if so, definitely give this one a shot. Again, I'll put a link in the description below. And one of the last ones that I have is Six Siege. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, going to be made by Mythic Games. So on my last video of the Sunday show, David Arydia, I'm sorry if I mispronounce that, Arydia, he stated in one of the comments that they are going to announce a launch date June 14th. with a cool surprise. And he also said they have organized a massive surprise during the campaign. Very exciting. I'm really looking forward to this game. And he will reveal more information soon on the official Facebook group and Mythic Games Facebook group. So definitely check those out. I'll put links in the description below. He also linked to one of these Facebook groups. However, the link I noticed did not work. I tried to take out some of the back part of the link and I was able to find the exact article. So I will post that correct link in the description below. But from there, the link in that Facebook group just linked to an article on Mythic Games website. And I do just want to read one of these sections that has me very excited. So this is translated from French. So I translated this to English using Google. So it might sound a little off, but you can kind of get the gist of it. So this is the part that has me most excited. Once the operation is launched, no more time for procrastination, to hesitate. To make you feel this pressure, this stress, this adrenaline which arises in combat situation in front of the unforeseen, the game relies on some important mechanics. A limited playing time, alternating activations, fog of war, and destructible environments. The biggest thing that I am taking away from this is the limited play time. So also reading the article, there are different modes that you can play, like a beginner mode, intermediate, stuff like that. And depending on which mode you choose, you're gonna have less and less time for your activations of your units. So at the beginner, you're gonna have 2 minutes per unit and you have 6 units to essentially perform actions. I love this idea. One of my favorite games, Project Elite, you have a 2-minute timer for the whole team to do whatever you want on the board, to shoot guys, to move down, collect items, do whatever. To me, I love that kind of stuff. I grew up with games like Command & Conquer, StarCraft. I'm a huge StarCraft fan. So I love that stress of being like, okay, you got to do a lot of things really fast. For some reason, that just works with me. And Project Elite is the same way. You have a limited amount of time and you have to do things within that time. If you don't, sorry. And what I also like about this is there are some games where you take your turn and maybe the other person is taking quite a while. This puts a time limit on them. They may or may not like that. You may or may not like that, but for some reason, this really works for me. I love that quick play. And you know what? If you mess up, so what? The other person is probably going to mess up as well. That adds an element of chaos to the game, and I think that's just going to be, I'm really looking forward to that. That sounds like a lot of fun. So thank you, David Arydia, for posting that information. I look forward to the game. I am very excited about this. And as soon as I hear anything else, I'm going to put links in the description below and probably do another video explaining all of that stuff. So that is going to be the news. I don't believe I have anything else. Unfathomable 6 Siege. Yeah, I do believe that's everything. I usually at this point would talk about videos to expect in the upcoming week. I am going to get rid of this section. The main reason being is because when I started this little series, I even said I was going to have a playthrough of certain games. I was going to have maybe a video of this, and I did that again last week. The thing is, I don't want to guarantee that there's going to be a video coming out because things come up, schedules, I have some conflicts, and I just can't do it. So I think what I'm just going to change it to is, hey, I'm going to eventually put out a review of Nemesis. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to put out a review of Sanctum. I don't know when that's going to be. So I am still going to get these videos out, but I don't want to say that's going to be in this week, right? Because that just adds a little bit of pressure to me that I just don't want. And I don't think, I'll just get the videos out and I just want to perform the best quality on those videos. So if I have to rush, who knows what's going to happen. So, and I also want to, on that note, I just got something cool in. This has been going around lately, Destinies. I'm going to do an unboxing of this. I am very excited for this game. I think it looks really cool. The app stuff does not bother me. I love, from what I've seen, the narrative experience is going to be super cool, and I'm really looking forward to this game. So I'm going to have an unboxing of this, and I am really excited for that, Destinies. And that's basically going to be it. If you guys have any information about any of these games that I listed, please let me know. If you are excited about Unfathomable because you love Battlestar Galactica, if you have any information about that, put that in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Now or never. Let me know if you need to play the first 2 games in order to play the third. I'd be curious to hear that as well. Check out the Arydia video that I posted on the other day. I think that one was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. And then, yeah, so I'll put links in the description of everything that I've been talking about, and that's basically going to be it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions for me, please let me know in the description. And till next week, grab some brews, play some games. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, take care.